In this video, we're going to check out Boris by the Melvins. What's going on? Welcome to Beholden to the Riff, the heaviest bass channel on YouTube. Let's get right into this one. We are in drop A tuning. So grab your axe, tune up, and let's do this. So to get that drop A tuning, we start with E standard, and then we take that low E and we tune it down to an A. This can result in your strings getting a little floppy. So you may have to add a thicker string tension or just raise your saddle up on that low string. That'll add a little more tension and keep it from flopping around so much. So for tone on this one, I'm using the custom helix patch, but at home, we need to first have a compression. Okay, we need to add a compressor at the beginning of the signal. That's going to smooth out our attack and make these palm mutes sound really nice. Next, we need to work on the EQ. We're going to bump the mids a little bit so we can carve out our space in the mix in between all these fuzzed out guitars. We need to carve our space in that mid-range frequency. That'll give us a nice amount of note attack and a nice round tone. So as for distortion and fuzz, we can use an overdrive or a distortion or even amp gain, but we still need that note, the dynamics to come through, okay? That note attack. That rhythmic character of our playing really needs to come through without being washed out in distortion. Here's that main riff, nice and slow. Such a massive riff and so much fun to play. So a lot of bassists will hear this riff and they'll think, oh, this is all on one note. This is on open A. This is super simple. Well, yes and no. The notes on the screen are very simple. It's all, open low strings, palm muted, pretty straightforward. But where the difficulty and the heaviness comes in is that slow tempo and maintaining consistency throughout the entire song. Let's apply the beast method. So the B is for building our bass technique, our mechanics, okay? So in order to get this one, things we need to focus on are palm muting. We also need to focus on string muting, so not letting the notes blur together. And we need to be locked in. Our tempo and timing and feel need to be just on point. So next up is E for ear training. We need to really listen for the drums. In particular, the snare. When that snare hits, that's when a lot of those accents happen. Okay, so let the drums guide you. Another thing to focus on is the kind of reset of the riff, the riff's turnaround. Sometimes the riff ends on this first fret. Sometimes it ends on that third fret of the third string. This is the end of the riff, and this is where the next cycle begins. Okay, we need to have that in our bones. Next up in the beast method is the A for analyzing this riff. In this riff, the dynamics and the rhythm really carries the weight. We're not playing a lot of notes, which means that each note matters. We need to be so dialed in, so locked in, okay? Before we get into the next riff, I'd just like to take a moment to thank the Beholden to the Riff Patreon community. Your support means the world and makes all these lessons and all these tabs happen. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to get the most out of this lesson, be sure to download the tab and check out the links below. We have the custom helix patch, playthroughs, and links to the 5-day bass beast challenge. We'll see you there. Next up is S for structuring your practice. In order to get this one, like we said, we need to work on palm muting and dynamics and our tempo. So to work on palm muting, we need to find the sweet spot. That is where our hands rest and how much pressure we apply to the string. So a good palm mute is going to have a lot of attack, and then the note dies off right away. Okay, so it's like a woof. So we want If our hands are too far forward, that's going to choke off the note too soon. And if our hands are too far back, it's going to allow too much of that open string to ring out. We need to work on finding that sweet spot, okay? And it's just slight movements. That'll do the trick, all right? To practice the tempo, we need to work with a metronome. And unlike when metronomes are typically used is to increase the speed, we're actually going to use them to decrease the speed. And this can be really tricky. So we need to work our way down. You can start at 80 BPM, work on this palm mute, and work your way down to, I believe it's in like 63 BPM. And the song is like 8 minutes long. So we need to work on staying in this tempo for extended periods of time. And finally is T, that's test yourself. So to test ourselves in this one, we want to practice with a metronome and record ourselves playing and listen back to see if you're ahead of the beat, behind the beat, or dead on the beat. The test needs to be a significant amount of time, so like a minute or two. Because this song lasts so long, we need to stay in that slow tempo for extended amounts of time. Since we're droning on the low string and really just playing one note, we need to give this note maximum amount of shape and attention, okay? One note played with intention is better than 1,000 notes played without. So be sure to download the tab, check out the links below, and we'll see you in the next one.